Mario Maker 3 has incredible potential, but only if Nintendo does it right. Let's talk about what this game needs to quickly become a bestseller, and by the end of the video, you're going to be so hyped for this game, you'll practically be begging Nintendo for it. When it comes to Mario Maker 3, the first thing we have to talk about is new game styles and visual upgrades. So we got the Mario 3D World game style in Mario Maker 2, but I honestly thought it was a very lazy way to add to the game. So in Mario Maker 3, I would like to see Nintendo add Super Mario 3D Land and World, but make them an actual 2D, 3D like hybrid thing, like they actually are in those games. So that you could create those levels that are like somewhat 3D, but they still follow like the whole 2D like level design. Just imagine all the cool different levels that people can make using that feature. Now this next idea is obviously given. We need to get the Mario Bros. Wonder art style added as a full theme to the game, and all the power-ups and stuff with it. But I definitely think they need to add the Wonder flower effect that you can use and create your own levels with. Because otherwise I feel like that would just be a really basic way to do the whole design for Mario Bros. Wonder. Now it might be just me, but did anybody else really like New Super Mario Bros. 2? Like I really thought the art style was really cool, and I liked the game itself. So I would really like for them to add that, and like add the gold effect that was in the game that you can also add to that level. Now this might be a stretch, but what if you could use any of the power-ups in any of the art styles? I think that would be so cool, which I know that Nintendo would have to design more character concepts then, but I think it would be so much fun to use. Now let's shift towards talking about some level creation improvements. So obviously with the Nintendo Switch 2 getting the mouse feature, we definitely need to get this in Mario Maker 3. And honestly, I think this would be really good. And I think it would make it a lot easier to design levels and like select enemies and stuff from menus and move things around. I'd like to see some of the enemies from 3D Mario games being brought over to Mario Maker 3 as like a 2D enemy, just to add more variety that you could add to your levels. As well as adding more unique level features, like how we have all the random different moving parts and things that you can place. I think it would be cool to have even more of those, even ones that aren't in past 2D Mario games. As well as those enemies from 3D Mario games, I'd also like to see some power-ups maybe transformed into like a 2D form to use. I think it would just be a really nice touch, and it'd be really fun to use. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Mario Bros. Wii is in Mario Maker 2, and it'd be really cool to get like the power-ups from that game, and like just a lot of additions. Like I really like the penguin power-up. Okay, so let's break down some world and game building features that need to be added. So the elephant in the room that we obviously need to address first is the story of the game. Like, I actually thought what Nintendo was working with in Mario Maker 2 and, like, what they ended up doing for the story, I thought was actually really good, and it made a lot of sense. So I would really just like to see them build off of that for Mario Maker 3. Like, something else in the Mushroom Kingdom needs fixed, you just know, something simple like that. Because trying to keep the story and the criteria of, like, the Builder Mario stuff, I feel like that's one of the only ways that you can really do that and make it work well. Now, game building features, I hope Nintendo lets us make full games. I'm talking like different games and different art styles with up to 8 worlds in each of these games. Then you can name them whatever you want and share them online with the community for them to play. So it would just be like a lot of different fun games for each person to play, and it would be like an unlimited amount of content. And some of you might say this would give Nintendo more competition on their end of making 2D Mario games, but I actually think it would make a lot of sense for them, because it would keep people so busy, it would allow them to have more time to create and make their next 2D Mario game anyway. And since with Mario Bros. Wonder they've shown that they're on track of making unique and interesting 2D Mario games each time they make one, I don't really think this gives them any direct competition. Now Nintendo's got to work on their community and online enhancement side of things. I don't know if this is just me and my friends, but we always had a really big issue with input lag when we were playing online in Mario Maker 2, and it was just so annoying to deal with. It'd also be really nice if Nintendo really worked on the loading times and like everything loaded faster, like playing online or even playing split screen with people like in your house. But this should be the bare minimum, and I'm like 99% sure they'll work on this, especially since the Switch 2 is a lot more powerful and more capable of making online play run better. Like, being honest, at this point my Nintendo Switch 1 literally sounds like an airplane. It's so loud. But even the noise difference shows the capability differences between the Nintendo Switch 1 and 2. So we should definitely get some upgrades like that. It'd also be nice to get the like discovery system improved for creators and like people playing other games. Because sometimes you search for something specific and you end up with some really weird level that's completely unrelated to what you search. Finally, building off of my concept that I talked about earlier, where people will be able to make full worlds, there need to be better like sharing tools for that. And like the search menu could have a section that's levels and a section that's like a full game and like a section that's different worlds you can play through. I think that would just be a really good way to organize it and make the search menu much more friendly and easier to use. I want to talk about some merch and accessories and extra stuff that should be with this game when it launches. So some of you might think that this idea would be a serious cash grab by Nintendo, but I honestly think it'd just be kind of cool. So you know how we have like Joy-Con grips that you can buy online for like the mouse ones? What if they made that but like a Mario Maker themed one to go with the game, since the mouse feature would probably be a big part of Mario Maker 3. I'd also like to see some Mario Maker themed Lego sets, because I love Legos and I like displaying them, so I think it'd just be something cool to display on like my desk or my shelf. And honestly, we could definitely get some Mario Maker amiibo as well, and those would be nice to have. I know a lot of people really like collecting amiibo, so that would just be something cool to get. I don't think Nintendo emphasizes free demos that you can download in the eShop enough, so I think it'd just be nice to get a demo like a little bit before launch that people could play to decide if they really wanted to get the game or not, and so they could see how like the new features work. The last thing that I want to get into in this video and talking about and discussing is the release timing and like tease predictions. So with many leakers talking about how the next 3D Mario game is going to be at the end of 2027, I think it makes a lot of sense to fit Mario Maker 3 in the summer of 2027 for that being the release window. So given that, I would really like Nintendo to like tease this game in the next General Direct. We don't need like a ton, just like an early reveal of some new like game styles and world building. It would just be a nice thing to see. That's just what I think would work well and make a lot of people happy, as well as help Mario Maker 3 have really good sales numbers at release. Overall, if Nintendo locks in and adds all these features as well as the merch and physical items we discussed, then Mario Maker 3 will definitely have an electric start and years of longevity. It's safe to say this game might be incredible. If you watched to the end of the video, let me know your thoughts in the comments, as well as leaving a like and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next time.